Hey, so I'm Joseph, and I'm making this video in order to sort of have a way to vent. Really, I don't really have a way to sort of express myself, and I'm not really comfortable telling some people my thoughts and what's on my mind and things like that. But I feel like this video will sort of help, so I'm just gonna start and go and just tell people a little bit about myself. Well, I'm in college, I'm freshman year. I've just started. I've been looking into just things to sort of figure out who I am, because I really just don't understand who I really am as a person. It really just started out as when I was a kid, or when I was hanging around with people. I'm just always never really felt right. I just feel like I don't know, I just really don't describe it. I just don't know how I feel about the way I act and things like that. I feel like I've never actually shown my true self to others before, to be very honest. I love to write a lot. That's just something I do to get my mind off things. And that's something I really don't talk to too many people about. I don't really know why either. Just sort of there. Well, anyway, back to just more information about me being in INFJ. Something I looked up when I was in my college dorms. I was just really bored, and I didn't really know what to do. I was just tired, and I looked up INFJ, and it just seemed to really match me. It was sort of, it's something I could relate to. Normally I don't have some sort of way of relating, just having a name to put onto how I act just was perfect, really. I remember my older sister, she did the same kind of test, the MBTI test, and she got INFP a few years back. She's really into it, and I remember seeing it. I was like, nah, I don't really care for any of this. But then I did it, and I ended up getting INFJ every single time I've taken that test, and it hit me. I enjoyed having a name for really what describes me. I'm very the I introverted. I don't really go around talking to people. I just don't. I like being away, sometimes just in my room, just chilling and just thinking thoughts, and just have my earphones in and just listen to some music, just sit there and think, and go on the internet, browse the web, and just relax. But I've also feel like that's also sort of been a problem, because I think I'm pretty shy. I don't really like starting conversations with people. It just doesn't work with me. I really just avoid conversations, if anything. I don't enjoy them, to say the least. And I'm also fairly I just really like keeping to myself. I don't really tell people what's on my mind, really. I just sort of talk about what's in my head to myself. And also recently, I think I have depression. I'm not too sure if it's it's something I was recently thinking about, because I tend to be pretty sad a lot, actually. I don't really understand fully why, but I tend to. Today wasn't too bad, actually, because Thanksgiving, gotta eat, hang out with some family, and this one was pretty good. And then I started talking about school with my parents, and kind of got weird after that. My dad was being, him. And yeah. Well, anyway, back to the whole INFJ thing. Well, there's also the N, which for more abstract ways of thinking, which I also agree to, because I tend to not really look at the steps of things. I tend to just really look at the overall outcome. I just never the things that build up to it. I'm always looking to the future. I'm never really in the now. like a lot of people can do that, and I just really don't work that way. I like seeing how things are in the future. It's just the way I act. I also like to I just like to think, keep my mind going, and yeah, I don't do much really. Also, my feeling, I tend to feel people a lot. I tend to sort of be the guy in the middle. I always tend to see everyone's sides or point of views. Like, actually today, like, my mom and dad, they were talking about some college stuff. Like, it would actually involve like a girlfriend and things like that. And I just remember, like, I understood my mom's view, which was like she was like, just make sure, like, look for a girlfriend, things like that. And I was like, yeah, sure. But my dad was angry. Like, he just was like, you don't even think about a girlfriend, just stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, I understood both sides of the argument. Like, normally, I mean, that's just how I feel, because I tend to really try to see how the other person feels about it. I mean, always just how I've worked. And then for the judging, like I said, I like to just plan things. I'm always doing things ahead of time. I hate doing things last minute. It's just something I don't do well with. I don't like when my friends and stuff, I don't like being invited to something very last second. I like being able to just at least know about it like a week ahead, plan it out and then do it. I'm okay with that. And I don't know, I just don't feel like I just really don't like it. Something I wish I was more open, just able to do a lot more things, just like run around, just do a bunch of crazy stuff. Like, over at college, I mean, I'm just always just chilling in my dorm room. I mean, it's not really bad. I don't mind all the time, just like hanging out in my room, but sometimes I'm just like, I wish I could do something. Like, I guess chill with the people there, but I mean, I'm very different than people at the college I'm at right now. I tend to stand out pretty easily, so I mean, it's just like the way I dress and things like that. It's a very conservative area, West Texas. I'm from Austin, so if you know Austin, it's kind of different from West Texas. It could be its own country, if anything. But yeah, I really just don't. Like, I've since my whole life just never really felt like I fit in. Like, since I was a little kid, I mean, I remember like all the other kids. Like, I loved video games. That's something I've always just used to like vent. Just sort of like just be in my own little world, just like play games all the time and stuff like that. And I just loved it and enjoyed it. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to want to hang out. I remember this event where there's this kid. I didn't know him. I think it was my kindergarten class. They always played around with each other and stuff, and I always just want to hang out with them, but I think I was just too shy to ever really want to talk to him. And then I remember one day, some of them were sick, and it was just two of them, and they hung out with me that day. I remember this day, I just always remembered. I don't know why, but I mean, I really enjoyed it. Like, it was a good day. I just remember we played Power Rangers and stuff like that, and it was really chill. Like, it was nice. And I just remember that was just like a really happy day for me in kindergarten. And then, like, I remember the next day, the friends came back, and I remember, like, I think we're on the playground again. I remember being like, hey, hey, we want to play Power Rangers again. But I remember just like one of the kids just being like, hey, we don't need another ranger, we got one. Like, and I'm just like, well, we can just add one for fun. But it didn't end up that way. I just remember not hanging out with them. It was kind of disappointing, but I mean, I don't really remember how exactly I ultimately reacted when I was a kid, but that moment in my head, I just remember it from such a long time ago. It always just felt like different outside. Even now, I mean, I have a good group of friends in Austin, and they're great. They're nice people, fun to hang out with, like party with them and stuff. It's always fun. But I mean, I don't know, sometimes I just don't feel right. I don't feel like I'm with them. I just feel very out of place. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I mean, I love them, love hanging out with them and stuff. But yeah, I just always feel wrong, and sometimes I just wish I could just like go just like anywhere. I just wish I could just like be just me, just like go somewhere. Like I thought by going to college away from Austin, I sort of be able to figure myself out, which it did. It definitely did a lot of me, like going on the web and just searching things, like tons of things, like love shyness. I have that with girls. I'm just really bad. That's something I read. I'm really bad with girls. Something I've noticed since I was like a kid. I don't know, like I mean, I sort of doesn't. I don't know if it ultimately bothers me a lot, but like reading about it, I remember this guy. His name is Gil Martin. He did the whole love shyness thing, and he was talking about how like just different criteria I reach for. I'll probably talk about this in another video, because actually I'm thinking of making multiple videos in the future, just like to talk, like, you know, people on the web, they just want to put up debates and I mean just talk about things. That's what these videos are for, just sort of talk. But anyway, yeah, Gil Martin, he talked about love, like love shyness, and I mean, I know it's not considered a legitimate like diagnosis with the like psychologist and things like that, but I mean, I just remember I related to a lot of it, like legitimately. There's so much of it that I just related to, and it drove me crazy, really. Like I just don't understand like this, and I don't know, like I just don't get me. Like I don't understand. Like, I feel like I just don't know truly who I am, and I kind of want to figure that out. Also don't really like life in general. I'm lost. I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm doing computer science major. I want to major computer science, and I want to really just do all this and enjoy like life. And I wish sometimes like I could just be more free. I know my parents are kind of like, you know, trying to hold me back, not in like a really extreme bad way, but it's just they don't like really want to see me grow up. But I know even I really don't want to see myself grow up, but I more or less have to. I mean, I'm wearing a Boo shirt, I mean, you know, Super Mario, some of the really cool stuff, but I don't know, I'm just sort of here, just waiting. I don't know what else to really talk about, really. I mean, my mind is just everywhere. Well, yeah, I guess I can talk about, I don't focus at all. I'm really bad at focusing. Classes, I'm always just thinking about things. Like my mind just drifts. I don't understand it, and it bothers me. I remember my mom used to complain about it when I was younger. It's just like, I hope you grow out of this. And I was like, yeah, I think it might just be something, but I think it might be a problem, because I mean, there's just some classes like I'll be like looking at the board, at the teacher, and listen to them talk, and I just don't get it. It doesn't, like, my mind, it just doesn't trigger like that in my mind. It just doesn't, and I just don't understand it. Like, I don't know what to do, really. Well, yeah, I mean, I just feel like I should talk about myself, just like make this video. I plan on doing more in the future, probably one hoping every maybe 2 weeks or so. That'd be kind of cool. I'm going back to college in the next 2 weeks, so I don't know how exactly I'll be doing that video. Probably just do it when my roommate is in the room or something like that, but do it around then. But anyway, thanks to all people who listen to this. If they do, I mean, just thanks, and have a good day. Like, enjoy life.